The final match between Georgia Tech and UC Davis. It's all gonna come down to this final solve. And just like that, UC Davis takes the whole thing. Berkeley shows San Diego they're not here to mess around. And Andrew takes that solve from Hamza. What a match. Welcome everybody to this final round of 16 matchup of the Collegiate Cubing Championships. We have a fantastic matchup for you guys tonight between the number 2 seed University of California at Berkeley making their CCC debut and the number 15 seed University of California at Santa Barbara. My name is Martin and I'll be your host this evening, and tonight I'm joined with Jack from The Ohio State.
Yeah, thanks for having me on for commentating. This should be a pretty fun match. We got UC Berkeley, the last team of the top 4 to, show themselves on this stage. So we'll see what they can bring.
Yeah, I think all the eyes of the top CCC teams, including yourself, are going to be on Berkeley tonight. See what sort of chops they can bring out against UCSB. So we don't want to let you wait any longer. We're going to jump straight into our first match. Let's take a quick second to meet our first 2 competitors. Calix on the left side of your screen competing for Berkeley on the WRMV 10, 836 second average. Anant, he's a sub for UCSB on the GAN 11, 1326 second average. Now, neither of these competitors have had any previous CCC experience, but Calix, I believe, is a well-decorated cuber of his own right already.
Yeah, Calix is a top 3 blinder and is pretty well-rounded and good at a lot of other events.
Santa Barbara's gonna
so definitely used to the pressure that competitions bring. So see what he can bring to the table here.
Yeah, and I think we've seen recently that nerve management can make a huge difference in this competition. I mean, you only have 7 solves at most per set. So making sure each solve is dialed in is super important, and not getting things kicked off for UCSB on green cross there. finish up around 11 seconds. See what the official time is. It's going to be 11:34 for Anand.
It seems like a pretty solid start from him. Back to what you're saying kind of about nerves. I feel like I was definitely, as someone who, has competed through this, and I mean you have as well, I felt like my nerves for this were even higher than they were for competitions, just because it's such a different setting being head to head. So we'll see what Calix and Anant here can do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like each solve means a lot more. You got your whole team depending on you, and if you're not dialed in, it could mean the end of your CCC career. But Calix getting things kicked off for UC Berkeley on White Cross, going into peel around 8 seconds at 9:04 for Calix.
Yeah, very solid. He had the RUS, the swag U perm. Being a three blinder, very familiar with that AUG, so did it quite smooth.
Yeah, so pretty strong start for both competitors. Now, Calix with the 9:04, Anant with the 11:34. I think we can expect to see some faster solving from Calix here. He's probably eyeing down like top 10 competitors in our competition so far. I think all of Berkeley's team is going to be looking to clinch a top 10 in individual ranking this matchup. So Calix probably a little bit on the slower side right now, but I mean everybody's got to warm up. It's a little bit of a later match. It's 9 o'clock for me right now. I think it's a little bit earlier for Calix, but been a long day. Got to get into the cubing groove of things. Calix gonna start off his second solve here any second. Looks like he's looking at White Cross.
Yep. It's a good start to his F2L. That was a 783. Definitely, I think a lot closer to what he's looking for. I would say maybe a little slower than average, but still a pretty good solve for Calix there.
Yeah, so definitely warming up, starting to see more of what we expected to see from Calix. See what Anant is able to do going in with Green Cross. A little bit of a slower start, I think.
Yeah, and he's definitely the underdog in this match, so just looking to solve as best he can here. Looks like that's probably a 14, maybe a 15. Yep, 1487. So Calix is going to take that solve again.
Calix now up 2-0 on Anant. We'll see if we can get this overlay updated. But Berkeley starting to build up that momentum, although I'm not sure how much they'll actually need to take this matchup from UCSB.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
Anant will get our third solve kicked off.
Yeah, definitely as a 2 versus 15 seed matchup. They can definitely rest a little easy. They know that they should definitely be able to win this no matter what they do, really. So just don't let any big mistakes happen. Although that is a 927. Is that what it is from Anant?
Yeah, 927 from Anant.
That's his fastest solve by far now. So we can see maybe now, solving first, Calix can see the time. If he knows that that was a pretty good solve for him, maybe the nerves will get to him, but hopefully he can keep himself under control and see what he can do here.
I mean, definitely puts a little bit of pressure on Calix. We'll see what he goes with.
It looked like the yellow cross looks pretty nice, but I don't know if he does a yellow cross. It looks like he's been doing mostly just white cross solutions. Yeah, he goes for white again. Although a very fast F2L locks up a bit on the OLL, but this is still going to be a pretty nice solve. A 691. That's definitely what you're looking for if you're UC Berkeley here. Now up 3-0 at a match point. Now
Yeah,
Calix
Calix now
solves
just
first.
one solve away from taking this set.
It was a really good scram.
So Calix right now has a pretty good bid for some of our top 5 solvers. Our number 5 solver of this competition, Chris, with a 795 from Tufts. Calix has that 904, not going to be great for him, but he just banked a 783 and now a 691. So we'll see what this 4th solve is able to do for Calix. Going in with White Cross here.
It looks like he might be a White Cross only solver based on what I've seen, but yeah, 737. It's quite solid. It's gonna be definitely tough for not to beat, but we'll see what he can do. But hopefully, if you're a UC Berkeley fan, that's enough to win it.
Of course, not going in with Green Cross now. Going to Olo around 5 seconds. Locks up on the
Ooh.
PL.
Oh, it seems he messed up the Z perm. He's struggling to finish it. That is unfortunate. That looks like it's probably a 15. Yeah,
1579.
And Berkeley's going to win that set 4-0.
Yeah, not able to finish that set strong. But UC Berkeley taking that set 4-0. Gets up on the board early. Let's take a quick second to look back at that matchup. Calix 779, mean a not 1267.
Yeah, and that 779 mean, that's going to place him 3rd now in the individual rankings, right above Carter Kukala. So for your
great
lowest or like slowest person on the team, that's pretty great.
It's okay, just keep on chatting.
Yeah, I mean, Berkeley's got a ton of momentum. I think those top 4 seeds should probably be taking a good look at how they're going to take down Berkeley. I mean, Jack, you're on number 3, right?
Yeah,
Ohio
yeah.
State.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't doing a little bit of scouting while watching this for sure, but
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty tough when your slowest person putting up 779 3rd in individual rankings. That's definitely going to be tough to beat for any team really.
Yeah, so a super strong start for Berkeley. They're now up 1 set on UCSB's none. So let's take a quick look at our next 2 competitors. We'll jump straight into the second set. Heidi on the WRM V10, 694 second average. I think the whole Berkeley squad is going to be solving on that WRM V10. Thomas on the right side of your screen for UCSB. GAN 12, 1283 second average. Thomas got some speedy solving in him. Heidi, though, definitely going to be tough to take down.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the big thing for Berkeley here, I mean, taking down UCSB, in all honesty, probably not going to be a huge deal for Berkeley. They're looking to show everybody what they have in store. I think when we saw UW-Madison perform, I mean, they were good. Don't get me wrong, electric, but 771 team average. Calix just put up, a 783, maybe a little bit faster. I mean, Berkeley's a good team. Berkeley's definitely a good team, and we're seeing that come through here. Heidi getting things kicked off
Bring out
on set number 2.
really good turning. 686 to start. That turning was very, like, zero nerves, just super smooth, super fast. It was a great solve overall. See what Thomas can do here. Starting, it looks like he's going for Red Cross. One of the first color neutral solvers, looks like. Or maybe he just does red, but looks like that's going to be about a 12.
13.059.
1305. So Heidi's going to take the first solve pretty convincingly. But definitely a really good start, starting out, a high 6. Possibly even looking to, take the number 1 spot in individual rankings.
Yeah, I mean, we still have to see a sub 7 mean. And these next 2 solvers for Berkeley definitely have a solid chance at grabbing one tonight.
Yeah. the current top 3 for individual rankings, we have Zeke Mackey, who's at 748. So there's definitely a lot of room until we get to that sub 7, but Heidi could definitely be the first person to do it. And we also have second on individual rankings is Toby from I believe Penn State with 754.
12.837.
So yeah, definitely with starting with a 6.8, definitely looking to fall among those top rankings. Thomas with another 13, was that?
Yeah, I think those 1283.
1283.
A little bit faster for Thomas, but 1283 shouldn't be too much of a problem for Heidi.
And here we go into another white cross. Starting out again with very nice turning into OLL here. A little locky on the PLL. 731 though.
Keep on forgetting.
So looking like it's going to be a really, really fantastic set for Heidi. 686 followed by a low 7. I mean, you can't argue with much for much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think UC Berkeley still has another solver to come up next set. I mean,
Yeah. You see this and you think to yourself, can it get any better? But I mean, clearly it can.
Heidi looking at Whitecross now, looks like.
Ooh, big pause there between cross and F2L, but very smooth. Interesting PLL execution for a 723, even with the fumbles at the start. Faster than the previous solve. I mean, through 3 solves, 6.8, 7.3, 7.2. I mean, there would definitely need to be a pretty big mistake for Heidi to not claim the #1 individual spot with being consistently over 0.2 seconds ahead.
Thomas going in with his third solve. A little bit lock up on the PLL. Going to be a 12.29 for Thomas.
12.292.
Yeah, unfortunately, going up against Heidi, it's not going to be enough, but that's his best solve so far. Not quite sure what his times were in the previous match, but looks like he's been doing a little bit better in the previous match. So that's always good to see. And now Berkeley on match point. UCSB is solved first though.
Thomas looks like he's going straight for yellow cross here.
Yeah.
Big
Ooh,
pause in
big
F2L.
pause there.
Going into PLL around 10 seconds.
12.507.
Be
The
12.50.
12.5.
Now Heidi's looking to clinch this set for Berkeley, just one solve away. And I mean, I think this is the point where you start comparing Berkeley seriously to the #1 team. I mean, all of UW Madison, they're ranked #1 right now. Top solver Zeke is UW Madison. Number 3 is also on the UW squad, and then number 6 in individual rankings. I mean, Calix just put himself there in top 5. Heidi now looking at a super low 7 average for this set. We'll see what she goes with.
A little
Going into
lockier.
PL around 6 seconds.
Still a
7.1.
It almost looked like, not quite sure what the last layer. It almost looked like she had 2 OLLs. Might have been an attempt at EOZB, perhaps, but still 7.1. Berkeley taking the set and a 713 mean. That's gonna place Heidi
Wow.
first in individual rankings by
Yeah, and a commanding first.
by 0.35 seconds. That's a huge gap. And to think that there's still one more person on the UC Berkeley squad left to solve, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
are we gonna see 3 out of 5 of the top 5 from UC Berkeley? I mean,
That's super possible. I mean, Berkeley's a scary, wicked fast team here, and they're not holding back at all.
For sure. Yeah. And in the team rankings, I mean, with their two means being 7-7 and 7-1, so far averaging significantly faster than UW-Madison. So we might see a slight seed upset in the rankings.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it'll come down to this final set to decide that. Let's take a quick second to meet our next two competitors. Ethan Jan for Berkeley, also on the WRMV 10, 6:46 second average, super quick solver. He's got that 3:02 second PB single. But Mulun for UCSB on the GAN 12, 8:47 second average. I mean, UCSB has the best chance to win a set or take some solves finally here with Mulun. And now, just to remind you guys, Berkeley has won this matchup and we'll move on to the next round of the competition. But we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to compete. So we'll be playing out this third set as well. And I mean, like we were just talking about, Berkeley definitely has a chance to upset the number 1 seed with this final set.
Yeah, one thing I'm also noticing is that Berkeley, I think they have their own jerseys, it looks like, for this.
Yeah,
Which
they
is,
do.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and they got the
Definitely.
625 on them too.
Oh,
So,
yeah. See
a
that.
bit of a callback.
Shout
I'm
out to
definitely
Shane.
big props and a huge shout out to the Berkeley squad for getting their own jerseys for this. Mulun getting things kicked off. 8:50. Strong start for Mulun.
Yeah, I think this is for UCSB to try to win a set, this is their best chance. I mean, the match is already won, but if they can take one, I mean, I think they'd be pretty happy with themselves to at least take at least one solve off this powerhouse of a team.
Yeah, and I mean that would mean so much. I mean, Berkeley, a super strong team, and it's definitely shown through here. So even just taking one solve means a whole lot against the number 2 seed, possibly the number 1 seed. We'll see Ethan going in with Blue Cross, it looks like.
Man, it is just so smooth. Is that EO to ZB and a 6:15 to start? Wow.
Holy smokes.
A flawless transition into the EO ZB. Recognize the soon ZB super quick and a 6.1. Wow.
I mean, Ethan made that look easy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not very often in the CC champs you see a soon ZB, especially just that quick recognition. So wow, that's a one of the better solves we've seen in this tournament so far, and it's just the first solve.
I mean, Ethan, he's probably eyeing down Heidi right now, taking that number 1 spot
Yeah.
for individual at this rate. I think he's looking at green cross.
Green cross. No, yellow cross. It
Oh,
looks like.
yellow.
Ooh, big rotation. It looks like there might have been a mistake. Yeah, his cross was not solved correctly. Ooh,
Ooh,
hold on a second.
and a +2,
Pause
I
on the
think.
ZB. And oh, is that a +2? It looks like there were a lot of mistakes on that solve. Is it a +2?
And it looks like that
Yeah, it
is
looks
going to
like
be
it
a
was.
+2.
Yeah. So 1263. I mean, here, if there was ever a chance to take a solve for UCSB, this is it.
Let's see what Mulun is able to do. Looks like he's looking at white cross here. I think Ethan went in for yellow.
Yeah. Ooh, a bit of a fumble. Still in the OLL at low 8. It's going to be a 998. No, 1008. There we go. And looks like Mulun's going to take a solve here. And we're tied at 1 apiece.
Yeah, UCSB finally getting something going here. But I'm sure Ethan's last solve was a bit of an outlier. Hopefully, that'll just be that one solve for him.
Yeah,
Gotta shake that off.
maybe it was the nerves after such a clean solve or just something, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
can't be too good.
Yeah.
See, Mulun will be starting off the third solve of this final set. between Berkeley and UCSB. We'll see what he's able to do. He's looking at White Cross right now.
Yep. A pretty nice start. Ooh, an E-perm though, unfortunately. Reached PLL at like high 5, but unfortunately ran into an E-perm, and it's going to be an 822.
I mean, that solve definitely puts a little bit of pressure on Ethan. I mean, we saw that 615. We know Ethan is a very strong solver, but 822, that's still a quick solve. Can't relax too much here. Looks like Ethan's looking at White Cross.
Yep. And another cleanup tool into another Soon ZB, 668. So back with the sub 7.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan, he's still looking at a good individual ranking. That 1262 definitely going to hurt him and his team quite a lot. We were talking about Berkeley possibly upsetting the number 1 seed, UW-Madison, right now with their team average of 771. I think Berkeley still has a good chance at upsetting them, but 1262, only about 2 times faster than any of their other solves. But Ethan getting the 4th solve kicked off on Orange Cross here.
Another big pause in rotation. Gets the ZB though. Ooh, but quite lucky in a 9.5. Definitely another uncharacteristic solve from Ethan.
I can't quite tell if it's nerves or if it's something else.
It looks like it's nerves. The turning just looks like, it's a little lockier than what you'd expect. A little more the like small like micro pauses, but Mulun here with is that a 688.
Wow.
Gonna even it up again to two solves apiece.
I mean, Ethan, I think he's got another television performance. I think he was on America's Got Talent at one point.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I mean, CCC, I think a lot bigger stage, but that's just me. So nerves are totally understandable.
Yeah.
But Ethan and Mulun now tied up. Mulun gonna be starting the 5th solve of this final set. Looking at White Cross, it looks like.
Going into is that I think that was another E-perm, unfortunately. It's gonna be a 909. So we'll see if Ethan can get maybe another 6, hopefully. Something just to win this solve and then get him to match point. It looks like there's a yellow pair, so maybe he's gonna go for. Doesn't look like he's looking at yellow. Looks like maybe looking at orange. No, green. Okay. It looks like those first 2 pairs were really quick. ZB at
Wow.
ooh, and that's a 587. I was gonna say ZB at
Wow.
definitely sub 5. And that's one of the fastest singles so far in collegiate cubing championship so far.
Yeah, I believe so. I think Carter just has the number 1, I think, with like a 515. But,
Yeah. F5 definitely might help for the individual rankings, balancing out that 12 and that 9. And definitely is gonna, if their team's trying to upset UW-Madison, that's definitely gonna help a bit too. And we'll see now. At match point, Ethan needs to put down a good solve here. And the yellow cross, a bit of a pause again. Knows the Soon ZB at 687. Is it gonna be enough? We'll see.
Hey, Ethan just 1 solve away. 687, tough for Mulun for sure. I mean, tough for anybody, let's be honest. But we'll see what Mulun is able to do.
It's not going to be enough.
Oh,
Looks like. Oh,
I think that was
also
a
looks like a
DNF.
DNF. Yeah, unfortunately. It wasn't enough anyway. Maybe if you knew the ZB, but looks like UC Berkeley is going to take all 3 sets here.
Yeah, that's going to go in as a DNF. Ethan taking that final set. I mean, Mulun still put up a fight, taking 2 sols on Ethan here, but Berkeley going 3-0 over UCSB. Moving on to the next round of the competition, put on an electric show for those other top 4 seeds here. They're saying goodbye in their jerseys and everything. Gotta love the Calix wave. Let's take a quick second just to review that match up. Definitely eager to see Ethan's average 795.
795. So not only is that going to place in, I believe, after the other 2 that will put him in 7th, I believe, in the individual rankings, that definitely is going to put Berkeley ahead of UW-Madison. So definitely a bit of an upset in terms of performance there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Ethan 795, that 1262, definitely a bit of a thorn in his side. Mulun still coming in with an 855 average, so not too bad overall. But Berkeley definitely putting on a show for us.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it for this matchup. Jack, you're on the Ohio State squad. What do you see when you look at this electric UC Berkeley squad?
I mean, I can't lie. It's a little. I mean, it's a little scary. Definitely the team to look out for currently. It'll be interesting to see them against. No, I think we'll be going up against them if we win our match against Georgia Tech. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It'll definitely be a tough match.
Yeah, I mean, UC Berkeley, they're on pace to steamroll through most of the competition. Not many teams are going to be able to put up a good fight against them. Let's take a quick look at our bracket so far. If we can get that pulled up here in a second. This is our final round of 16 matchup. We'll be going into the quarterfinals here before too long. Now, CCC is going to be going on spring break for this next week, so we won't have as much content coming out, but afterwards we'll be coming out with the quarterfinals. I'm not sure which match is going to be starting off first, but you can see the bracket filling out. Got some electric matchups. Definitely looking at UT Austin, UNC Chapel Hill down there, number 5 versus number 4. Of course, can't forget about the Ohio State taking on Georgia Tech. I mean, they're all going to be fantastic matches moving forward.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Jack, for being on and commentating. It was an absolute blast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thank you, everybody, for watching. Congratulations to UC Berkeley for winning this matchup. And we'll catch y'all in about a week when we come back with the quarterfinals. This is Martin signing off.